The torch of truth to righteousness of you. All right. Bowie State beats Shaw by a score of 21-7, opening up conference play and their first home game of the season. I predicted a score of 31-7, and technically, I would have been correct. And the reason I say that is because we missed 2 field goals, and we would have scored another touchdown, if it wasn't for a foolish, unsportsmanlike conduct when we were in the red zone. So if we get those 3 scores, then we beat them almost by the score that I predicted. But let's get into this game. I'm going to start off with the negatives first, then I'm going to go into the positives. Now, there are a lot of positives. So, I do have a positive outlook on the game and the season, if a few things go a particular way. But let's get to the negatives. Listen, that's the absolute worst you can play in a game that you win by multiple touchdowns. I don't know how worse you can play and still win by 2 touchdowns. That was the worst half of offensive football I have ever seen in my life. Honestly. I'm not exaggerating. The absolute worst. That first half. The worst half of offensive football. You can't play worse than that offensively, outside of maybe a bunch of turnovers. Like, when I say you can't play worse, I mean literally we had 1 first down. I might be wrong, but at the most, we had 2 first downs the entire first half. We did not get a single first down in the entire first quarter. How does that happen? We played a bottom-dwelling team like Shaw, who is at this moment 0-3. And, they're a 3-win team at best, maybe 4. 5 would be like a great year, but realistically, that's not happening. And we could not get a first down for practically the entire first half. So let's get into that first. That was the main takeaway. We could not run the ball at all. Like, the running game was even worse this week than it was the other 2 games in the first half. Like, I know how people think, so I know a lot of people are going to be saying, you know what, the problem is the offensive coordinator and this, that, and the problem is not the offensive coordinator, in my opinion. Once again, in my opinion, the issue was the running game. Why do I say that? Because when you cannot run the ball at all, it limits the entire offense. And that is our problem. Folks know we can't run, so it completely changes how they play defense against us. And yes, the quarterback, our starting quarterback, he did have a rough go of it for large portions of the game today. He just had a rough game. He might have got shaking his confidence a little bit. But once again, a lot of that is due to not having a running game at all. But like I said, there's a few negatives in the beginning, but it's a lot positive, and I'm going to get into that. I just got one more negative. These foolish personal fouls are a problem. It's a problem now. The reason I say it's a problem is because, listen, We could have and should have blown the game wide open. They should have laid down, and we could have ran all over them. The only reason that didn't happen is because we had a foolish personal foul by offensive lineman number 50. This came at a time where it's first and goal. We got all the momentum. The crowd is on our side. We about to go up another touchdown. He gets that personal foul. We go back 15 yards. We don't score. Like that. That's what happened. We're about to punch it into the end zone. The running game is showing some flashes of life. The crowd is getting into the game. We're about to go up another touchdown. You get the personal foul. We move back 15 yards. Now we can't get the running game going like we wanted to get it going. We don't score a touchdown. Now we got to kick a field goal. Field goal gets blocked and returned, and now Shaw is in scoring range. Lucky for us, we have one of the best defenses in the CIAA, if not the best defense in the CIAA by far. And so they still don't score. But that was the moment where the game was going to be blown wide open. But that foolish penalty hurt us. But now let's get into the positive. The positive is, at the end of the day, we are 2-1. We are 1-0 in conference play. We are 1-0 at home. This was a revenge game. We got revenge on Shaw because Shaw pulled the upset of the century and beat us last year, so we got our revenge against them. The defense looked amazing. Again, multiple interceptions, multiple sacks, multiple tackles for loss. Held them to under 80 yards rushing. The defense is amazing. Especially because, once again, they play too many plays and they're out there too long because we don't have the running game together. Man, imagine if the defense got time to rest. Oh, my goodness, man. Who would score on us? Like, honestly. So that's a positive. The defense was amazing. Got a great win at home. Conference win. On top of that, this was not a good game by us. For the majority of the game, the running game was non-existent once again. The quarterback was struggling today. The field goal kicker was struggling today. It was just an all-around struggle in all facets of the game. But even with us playing our absolute worst, we still won by multiple touchdowns. That tells you the amount of talent that we have, the amount of resilience that we have, and once again, it tells you this defense is one of the best in Division II, in my opinion. And let me tell you, if we get that running game on track, oh my goodness, you're going to really be able to see that defense shine even more, and they're going to start to get the recognition that they deserve because those boys are legit. And that leads me to my last point. Good point. I don't know about you. Matter of fact, I got 2 points. Let me do this one first. Listen. The tide has turned, and Bulldog Nation is a beautiful sight to see. This was not homecoming, but we had basically 2,000 people in attendance, and it wasn't homecoming. Like, the tide has turned. People are coming out and supporting the team on a regular basis. The vibe is there. The energy is there. It's a beautiful sight to see, and this is going to help. Oh, my goodness. It was nice to see. Random game against Shaw, not homecoming, 2,000 people in attendance. Homecoming, I'm expecting a sellout, and we're going to need that. I'm expecting a sellout for homecoming. I'm expecting 3,500 people up in that thing because I think we can fit that in there. But yeah, to have basically 2,000 people in the building today, let's go. Let's go. I was hoping we could get 800. We had basically 2,000. But my last point is this. I don't know about you, but if you ask me, I think we found a solution in the running game. I don't know where he's been all this time or why he ain't been getting in the game. I don't know nothing about that. Hey, all I know is number 18, I think that's the answer. I saw this young brother. He had pop. He had shiftiness. He had speed. He had vision. He was hitting them holes. He was getting downfield. He was finding them lanes. So if you ask me, I think we found a solution at running back. Well, in the running game. That's a positive sign. Not only that, but can you believe it? At the end of the day, we had 100 total rushing yards for the game. Oh, my goodness. Remember, in my preview for the game, I was saying, hey, can we get 90 rushing yards total? I don't care how we get it. Well, guess what? We got 100. So, hey, that is a positive sign. I saw some 7-yard rushes, some 8-yard rushes, some 15, 20-yard man, listen, I think we found a solution to our running problems. And that's a great sign because, once again, if we start running that rock, who's going to beat us? Like, honestly, if we can run the ball, who can beat us? If we can run the ball, that opens up the passing game. Keeps us on the field longer, keeps the offense getting more plays, gets the best defense in the conference by far, more rest. And listen, if we indeed have found the answer for the running game, listen, we're not losing the conference game if we figured out that running game. So, man, next week at home against St. Augs, hopefully we can get another 2,000 people in the building for this one. Hopefully we build on that momentum we built in the running game towards the end of the game today. Hopefully our quarterback, he's back with it, and he got his confidence back and shakes it off. You have bad halves, bad games, bad series. It happens. But, hey, I seen him. He's a big guy. He has talent. So hopefully he shakes that off. Hopefully our kicker, who, by the way, had some amazing punts in this game. But, he has some issues with some kicks. But hopefully he shakes that off. And listen, St. Augs, who took an absolute beatdown today, who I don't think has won a game yet, and who also struggles to score the ball. Hopefully we come out, we handle them next weekend, get our second home win, our second conference win, move to 3-1, get another 120, 140 yards rushing. Man, start building up that momentum. Let's go.